Hey guys, Cap24 here, coming back with the last video for the Saints spot shake play out of the gun tight offset tight end in the Saints playbook. Today we're going to be looking at man coverage and how we can use these routes to beat man, and I want to get into a little bit of how to utilize Playmaker routes, and I haven't really touched upon this before. Since it's going to be kind of a shorter video, I'm going to go ahead and add that, just kind of dip our toes in it so you guys can see how you can set up Playmaker in a way that's predetermined prior to snap. So let's go ahead and show this here. So we're going to go ahead and look at man coverage right now, and it's really only going to be two different setups that we're going to teach, but it's going to have a couple different options on each setup, so that way you can go ahead and hit different receivers and attack different parts of the field, depending on what that user defender is looking at. Now, the first setup is merely just putting the running back on a block and going ahead and trying to hit this wide receiver on this cutup. But what we're going to do here is we're going to motion the X out 3 steps. It's going to be doing two things. It's going to disguise when we want to do the speed out, but it's also going to go ahead and attack that free safety on the left-hand side to be able to drive him back further to be able to get the Y and have more space to catch the ball. So let's go ahead and show it here. We're going to move it out 3 steps. We're going to hike the ball. And you're going to see that the Y is going to do the cutup, and he's going to get open and give him that ability to catch the ball without having that one DB hit him. Now, also on the same setup, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We can hit this B route that's going to come across the field. What you're going to see is that the B is going to go ahead and come across the field, and that's going to be a natural man beater as well. I've got a very bad matchup here, and I want to make sure you see that the matchup over here on the right-hand side is -2 speed, -10 route running, and on here, Roddy White is a -1 speed, -1 route running. It's the routes themselves that win, not the players. Okay, so let's go show it to you one more time here. Move this guy out, and we'll be able to hit anyone we want. Right now, we're going to go ahead and look at the B first, see that he's open, and get the 5 to 7 yards, depending on what you were able to do after is the more yards you can get. Now, the second setup is merely put the X on a drag and block your running back. And what you're going to see here is we're going to do kind of a mesh situation where we got the X, we got the W, the X, the Y, and the B are all man beaters. All right. So the first thing I'm going to show you is that with the X that way, we're going to be able to hit that Y the same exact way, because that A route goes ahead and takes that one free safety further back. Believe it or not. With the way that A does that curve towards the middle, that drives that free safety back when there's no other threat on the left-hand side. So that's the first guy you can hit. The second guy you're going to hit is going to be that B route, like we've always showed you here before. The B does the cut inside, and you're going to be able to hit him right there. And the third route is going to be the drag. Now, the drag does a really good job of beating man coverage, especially when you got a speed guy that's a little bit better of a matchup for you. So we're going to go ahead and show you that we can hit this X as well. He got held up that time, so we're going to go back to the Y, and you can see how your progression can go because of the way that happened. So let's see if we can get that X open again. He just kind of hit some traffic that time, and let's see if we can get him a little bit better through here. He does better that time, and you can see how that's going to be an open for a lot more yards as well. Okay, so that's the 3 different setups on this man coverage. Alright guys, so now I want to teach you a little bit about Playmaker. Now, with Playmaker, you see it in a lot of streams, you see it in a lot of high-level players, that they use Playmaker at will to get people open. Now, it's definitely a higher-level type concept because it's more buttons, you have to do it on the fly. I want to simplify it for you and introduce it in this gun-tight offset formation, and typically on this play, because I want to show you how you can go ahead and know who your Playmaker is going to be before the snap, predetermine who it's going to be, and use that to your advantage against man coverage. Alright, so what we're going to do here is know that's man coverage, and we're going to look at our matchups and say who's our best matchup that we want to Playmaker. In this sense, because of the way we do our package and we put our #1 receiver in the slot, we're going to go #1 receiver versus #4, which that's going to be Julio Jones. You can see that he's got +4 speed, +5 height, +13 route running. That's going to be a favorable advantage for us. So we're going to go ahead and attack him with the Playmaker. Now, if you look at here, you're looking at him and saying, how is he going to be our Playmaker? Well, this is what we're going to do. To know who is going to be our Playmaker, we're going to make sure that he's the closest to the quarterback when we want to throw it to him. So we're going to run everybody off. We're going to put the B on a streak, and we're going to go ahead and put the Y on a streak right now, and then we're going to put the A on a drag. That's going to show you that the person closest to the quarterback when we go ahead and initialize the Playmaker is going to be the A receiver. So let's go ahead and show you here that once he goes across, we're going to go what I call a drag back. We're going to drag him to the left, and then we're going to pull him back to the right with the playmaker. So let's show it to you here. So I want you to follow that A receiver as he goes by. You can see that he's open right now, so we're going to go ahead and just dump it off to him. That's the decision you got. It's a great option. If the guy gets off of his player and gets the separation right away, you're going to throw it to him. If he doesn't, that's what the drag back is for. So let's go watch him again. This time it looks like he's not going to get the separation. We're going to do the drag back, and you're going to see how you're going to have that ability to get some more yards after the catch due to the fact that he's got that more separation, and that's what the playmaker does. I wanted to set up a playmaker setup for you so you can go confident and say, you know what, I can use this, I can do playmaker. And you know, if you're a defender and someone's doing playmaker on you, it just makes you think, you know, you can't be as aggressive overlooking stuff. You know, you have to be a little bit more tentative because you can change any route at any time. And if a player shows you that, it just makes you change the way you kind of attack him sometimes. All right, so show it again here. See what he's doing. It looks like he's going to get covered. We're going to playmaker him back. See how we do that. Get the play up the field and get the easy 10 to 15 yards, which we would not have had if not. Now I want to show you a second different way to go ahead and use playmaker in a different type setting. Now, before we're looking for best matchup, now I'm looking for speed and hopefully having the speed on the outside. If you look here, this guy's plus -2, +4, -1, but over here it's a +5. This is going to be a good advantage for us. What I want to do is now use him as our playmaker guy and show you how we can go ahead and do a different setup in order to make him playmaker. But I'm not going to playmaker him to a drag back. I want to do a drag corner. It's going to be a whole different setup and the way we do it. So let's go ahead and show it. The way we're going to do it is going to put the X on a drag because we're going to have to do the drag. Put the B on a streak and go ahead and block the running back. Okay? So this is the setup right here. Now there's two things I want to show you here. One, we're going to have that Y open no matter what anyways on the man coverage, so it's a nice setup to hit that Y. But we're going to concentrate here on the drag back to the X. As he goes across, he should get a good jump on his player because one, he's got more speed, and two, he's already got inside position. As long as he doesn't get caught up, he should have that speed relation, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and press the L trigger, and we're going to go ahead and take the right analog and put them towards the corner in order to go ahead and get some more separation. So let me go ahead and show it to you now. Watch the X is going to get that thing. You put this. Now you're putting him to the corner and you're throwing it over his head to the corner. Okay, I know this seems a little bit more high advanced, but go in practice mode and try this, guys. It's something that can work. That time I lobbed it a little bit too soft, but you can go ahead and make sure that you get this down to go ahead and really just frustrate your opponent. When they start seeing you do stuff like this, a lot of times people give up, I'll be honest. So let's go ahead and show it to you again. So we're going to keep the X and put him on the drag, and we're going to go ahead and just put the B on a streak and block your running back. Again, watch what we're doing with this X. As he goes there, we're pressing the left trigger, and we're sending him to the corner. So watch that X receiver. We're going to playmaker him to the corner, get him some more room, and we're going to be able to throw that ball right there, guys, just like I showed you before. Just get in the practice mode, get the ability to practice this over and over again, and you guys will be able to do this. It's just taking advantage of your matchups and playmakering them where you want. Have a predetermined thought. I wanted to show you two different setups that you can do that with. I'm sure I'll do another video on some other things that we can do playmaker with, but I want to introduce you to this right away. This is ANCAP24 from smartmadden.com. Do appreciate it, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Go ahead and check us out on our website, our Facebook page. We appreciate all your support, guys. Have a great day.